really just wanted to sit where I was sitting. So that's why, like, weird handheld location. I'm sitting on my bed, so I'm super comfortable, and hopefully that doesn't offend you too much. Hey guys, it's Manna and welcome to Alternative Unicorn, a weekly show where I discuss spirituality, mental health, and airy-fairy new age stuff. Today it is time for your weekly angel tarot card reading. We are in a retrograde, so this is going to be a little bit of a bigger reading. We're going to have more selections for you to choose from today, and just in case you're looking for a little bit of added advice. And we're going to use the Archangel Oracle card deck. I think I used this last week, but I really feel that the guidance from the angels is really going to be important for us today during this retrograde. So let's see what they have to say for us. So for starting off, today we're actually going to be using 3 options. So today you could select either card A, card B, card C. And of course, in typical fashion, if you feel called to one or more of these cards, please feel free to select any kind of combo, or if it's just one of them that are calling to you. But I do suggest you absolutely pick the first thought that comes to your head. Don't second guess yourself. The first card number, A, B, or C, or a combination of those things that popped in, that is the one you should go with, and that is what your angels are calling for you to listen to today. So without further ado, I'm going to start with card A. All right, so card A today is kind of an interesting card. You pulled the card of claircognizance. So claircognizance, this is Archangel Uriel is the one that would like to speak to you. And it says specifically, Uriel wants you to know, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you. They are answered prayers. So some of you might be familiar with the term clairvoyance or clairaudience. Claircognizance is basically the idea that when you hear repetitive thoughts in your head, those are actual messages for you as opposed to just thoughts. So claircognizance, pulling this card, is kind of encouraging you to take a look and really think about any time you get a repetitive message in your head. This is your guides and your angels trying to communicate with you and to give you guidance. Certain people have bouts of claircognizance, and some people are just claircognizant, and that's kind of their mode and method of receiving messages. Like for me, I am a claircognizant. It is probably one of my strongest 6 sensories, is that like repetitive thought patterns, and sometimes they can manifest in the form of like visions, and we're not going to get into that too much. But so if you pulled card A, you are being urged to really look at your thought patterns and really hone in on if you're getting repetitive thoughts, repetitive ideas, and you're getting those kinds of subliminal messages in your brain over and over and over again. Write those down, see where the repetition occurs, see how often you have those thoughts in a day, and meditate and pray on the fact of whether or not this is your reoccurring thought or if this is guidance. There is a difference, and pulling this card is kind of encouraging you to walk down that pathway and discovering what the difference between your thoughts and your claircognizant thoughts are. So yes, claircognizance. Pay attention to these repetitive thoughts. Archangel Uriel is trying to communicate with you that they're giving you messages. They're answering your prayers. When you have these things in your head, they're trying to make you, when you are thinking something, when you're praying or you're meditating and you're asking for an answer, and you hear a repetitive thought, that is them answering your prayers. That's them telling you the answer to your question. So pay attention to those. They're talking to you. It's just a matter of listening. Okay, so moving on to card B. For people that selected card B, you have pulled the card of peace. Archangel Chamuel has a message for you, and it says, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. So if you are currently in a situation where there's something going on in your life, or people in your life are not really getting along, or there's kind of some conflict, any kind of, it can be in work, it can be in life, any conflict that you are thinking of, that you specifically are going through because you selected this card, Archangel Chamuel wants you to know that if you focus on love and only love, that the angels and the guides can come in and bring peace to the situation. There isn't always going to be like an on-paper solution to certain things. Like there's going to be one thing that everybody does that just makes a situation clear up and then it's all better. That's not necessarily the message they're trying to give you. The message they're trying to give you that your only responsibility in this situation is not to solve the problem, but to bring peace to the situation by focusing on love. And love is the reason why we feel disappointment, upset, hurt, resentment, is because we love someone. And so it's like two sides of the same coin. Focus in on the love aspect of a situation and not the anger aspect, not the aspects that make it difficult. The only thing in life that you can be responsible for, realistically, is your own energy. It's the only thing that you can do is bring yourself to the table, bring yourself to a situation. So if you pulled card B, you are being called to bring yourself to the situation with an essence of peace, with an essence of love, focusing on that and that only. Nothing else is real. Nothing else matters at the end of the day. There are not always going to be formidable solutions to a problem, but what you can do to help it out is to be loving, to be peaceful, to remember that we're all connected, to remember that love is the only thing that actually matters. It's the only reason why we feel any of these crazy emotions. So if you're having a hard time doing that, focusing in on love, because it can be hard when people are being nasty and situations get really bad. It can be hard to focus on love. I completely know that that is difficult. So call on Archangel Chamuel for this situation and ask him to help reveal to you what is good and peaceful and loving about the people involved or you or your feelings. Help them rise your vibration. Ask your guides to help you see the light in the darkness, to be peaceful in times of anxiety, and ask them to keep your thoughts on love. It's really important. So if you pulled card B, kind of an intense time right now. It is also the retrograde, and I suspect a lot of people to be having a hard time right now. So focus on the only thing that's real, and that is love. If you pulled card C, you have pulled the card of Archangel Haniel, and that is sensitivity. I love this card. I love getting this card. I love telling people about this card because I get to talk about sensitivity. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. And if you pulled card C, Archangel Haniel, she wants you to know that you are a sensitive, energetic being. You feel things. You've been emotional more recently. I think probably this is really relative to what's been going on in your life right now. So lately, you've been feeling even more sensitive and having more emotions, maybe crying a little bit more, being set off a little bit more. That's okay. Archangel Haniel has a message for you saying that you are an energetic, sensitive being, and it's a good thing. It's not bad. In society, I think that we often associate crying or sadness or expression with weakness, which is a really weird social concept that we've decided was a real thing, that criers are weak, or people expressing pain are weak, and that emotions are weak and sensitivity is weak. It's not. It's survival. First of all, it's incredibly important. It's incredibly viable, and more importantly, it's the way most of us actually are. We've just shut down to it. It's not an unnatural state of being. So if you pulled card C, somewhere along the line, you decided that your sensitivity was a weakness. You decided, or someone else had told you, that it's not okay to feel these emotions, or that you need to change that. You need to stop crying. Cry. If you are crying, cry. You need to cry. If you're feeling agitated, be agitated. Life is not about controlling a series of emotions. It's about observing the emotions. It's about seeing what the emotions bring to the table, what they're trying to bring up out of you. It's important. And your sensitivity, specifically for this card and those that pulled this card, Your sensitivity is your strength, and you need to start switching the thinking from it being a weak thing into it being a strong thing that you should celebrate. Your sensitivity allows you to know when you've had too much, when you've hit your boundaries, when a relationship isn't good for you, when a person is toxic for you, when you don't like a food, when it's poisoning your body. Sensitivity literally is your sensory, that is your alarm system, to tell you when things do not go in your life. When your body, in your soul, in your spirit, in your brain, your sensitivity is that alarm system. So it's weird that we would dishonor such a beautiful inherent thing in us. So if you pulled this card, somewhere along the line you have dishonored your sensitivity, and it is time for you to hone back in on that idea that it is beautiful. You need it. You absolutely need it, and you should honor it. The message specifically from Archangel Haniel, he said, you're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. If you're feeling like you're afraid to go into your sensitivity a little bit because you're afraid of the sadness leading to depression, and it being too much for you, that's what you call this Archangel Haniel on for. You call her and you ask her to heal the dark situations in your life so that you can honor your sensitivity, honor your emotions, allow yourself to cleanse and nourish your body and allow things to come out, allow your emotions to express themselves, and ask your guardians and guides to protect you from keeping you in higher vibrations while you emote so that you don't get sucked too deeply into the sadness, because there is a fine line and a balance, and I understand that as a highly sensitive person myself, like I believe most of us actually are. It is a difficult thing to sometimes give into our emotions because we're afraid that it will lead to deeper and uncontrollable emotions. And I get that as a fear. But don't be afraid of that. Your emotions have all the secrets to all of your thoughts and all of your growth and all of your progress. So honor them, honor yourself, and allow yourself to be the sensitive, beautiful creature that you are. So that is your tarot reading for this week. We can get in a little bit more if you all are interested in the elements of the retrograde and what that means. If you're interested in talking about it, I don't know if you are, but that is your angel reading for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you got some good messages out of it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share to your friends. I do have an Instagram and a Facebook page. I'll put those below so you can get updates as they come on what we're working on. So thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Love and light. Have a great week.